Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Val and I make Sims 4 content on YouTube, obviously with this video and all. And today I'm going to be doing sort of like a tour of the current progress I have in my save file. I'll be touring the community strip. It isn't complete. I still have quite a few things I need to do, for example, tool modding, but I wanted to give everyone a tour of the builds that I've been working on because I've spent the past 2 weeks doing them, and I don't know, I want to get any opinions or inspiration or just feedback on what I've done so far, any ideas, because it is quite a lot of work and I'm not 100% on all of it. I will be including reference images throughout this video as well, so you all can get an idea of what I was trying to recreate or what I was trying to emulate with these builds. I'll also try and include as much CC as possible, like letting you all know what CC I've been using so that you're not all running around trying to figure out what I've been using in the builds, because they aren't going to be currently available. They are for the save file. So I hope you enjoy, and let me know what you think. So before I start showing any of the builds that I've been working on, I do first want to show off some of the tool modding that I've done in this area, just because it's easier to do it now than to do it later. As most of you know, my inspiration for the save file is like kind of like the Pacific Northwest of America. This is like a very American save file. So I've taken a lot of inspiration from Life is Strange and Twin Peaks. I've said this a million times, but I'm gonna say it again. So we're going for like lush forests, pine trees, a lot of greenery when it comes to the nature. So this is Willow Creek, by the way. I get asked that like a lot, like what world am I building in? This is Willow Creek. It's just been stripped of everything. And as I said, I did this like a while ago, probably like November or December. So this like whole back area is like from a few months ago, and I did initially have a lot more trees in this, especially around like on this side, but I deleted a lot of it because it was just too many. Like if you have too many trees to mod it down, your game will start to lag. So I'm trying to find like a good balance where I can have as many trees as I want without making it like super laggy. And it's very hard to do that because Sims 4 just can't handle like anything that you throw at it. But yeah, this is kind of like the vision that we're going for, is something that's going to be like very lush without making everyone's like computer blow up, you know? I did also have like this whole area done, but I deleted most of it because I didn't like how this side looked. So it does need a lot of work. Like a lot of the trees need to be removed and some others added in certain areas. And I also need to figure out what I want to do here, because this is like the most awkward part about like Willow Creek, is this giant gray slab. Girl, I don't know. I have no idea what to put here. It's been driving me crazy for months. Like I was gonna do just like a car park, like a really big car park, but I felt like it just looked really weird, so I have no idea. And then even this here, and then like the roads just end really randomly, and I don't know what to do about that. So yeah, but I have started like with this, like the community strip here, there are like paved like sidewalks, and I don't really like them because I'm kind of trying to cut off this entire back area. Like I want to pretend this is like a lake, right? But I don't want it to be open like over here, but you can't like get rid of the sidewalk. So I've been trying to cover them up, and you can kind of see that at the back here. Like, let me just make it brighter for you. I've been trying to cover that up at the back here by putting like grass down, and when you look from the top, sorry, this is such an awkward angle, you can kind of see the gray, but like when you look at it from here, it's not super visible. I think it looks a little bit like flat right now, so it needs a bit more dimension. But the idea generally is to just cover the like the paths, at least at the back, because I think that these paths will be a bit easier to cover by just putting lots more trees in. But yeah, I've been trying to do that, and then on top of that I've put like a road here. These are like road pieces by someone on Tumblr. I don't know how to pronounce their username, so I'll just put it on the screen. But I've been using these to like make the fact that I've got this lot here sideways, I've been using these to help with it, because it just looks weird with like the path in between if there's no road. So I put one here, and then I obviously obviously that creates a problem where I then have to like cover the actual roads with pieces because they don't match. I'm probably gonna have to take out my road override to fix this and see if it like helps. Either that or like manually place roads all the way down here, which is going to be hard because they start to curve, so I don't really know how I'm going to do that, but I do think that it does change up Willow Creek a lot to have like a road here. Then I also have one over here, but we aren't really getting to that yet. So yeah, that's kind of all that I've done with the tool modding, aside from like putting down street lights and like, you know, cars on the road. It's very much like the tool modding side is very like incomplete. Like I need to do so much more around here for it to look complete, but yeah, so this is just a work in progress. So the first lot I want to show you is actually, I've changed it quite a bit. Like when I shared photos of this on Tumblr a while ago, it is heavily based on the diner from Life is Strange, the two whales diner, obviously because I've got the signs on it, but I didn't really like that it felt like themed. Like I didn't want to just have an exact recreation of that diner like in my save file, and I didn't like that it felt kind of like it had a theme to it, like too much of a classic like American diner, and I didn't want to go that far into it, so I have changed up the interior like almost entirely. It's like very different, but I've kept the exterior basically the same. So I do need to find like a sign that doesn't say this because I don't want it to be the Two Whales diner, but this is like such a cute piece of custom content. I can't remember who created it, but if anyone wants to know, just let me know and I will find the source for you. Actually, I can just like click on it and figure it out. Actually, that doesn't tell me anything. Never mind. So yeah, we've got like a newsstand out the front here and like a bike. I have put a lot of bikes in the save file, but most of them have been decorative because for some reason Sims will just like ride any bike they see and it's like really annoying. We've also got like lots of signs. Yeah. So I'll go into like camera mode so we can get like really cinematic with it. We come into the diner and there is a sign. I did try and keep as much Simlish as I could, but it was kind of hard because so many like things aren't in Simlish and they're like really good pieces of CC. I actually might have to go out of cinematic mode. I think it's gonna work. Yeah, so we have like a really long, like, I don't even know what you call this, like just like a bar bench, I guess, and there's like these here. I think these are made by Around the Sims 4. Yeah, I use a lot of their CC, so expect that. So I put this all along here and I did like a cork board type of thing, and there's lots of plates. I don't know, this is kind of awkward to walk through. I feel like you can just visually see what I was going for. Like I just wanted to make it feel as realistic, and like based on this one image in particular that I found that I thought looked like just so cute. Like I thought it looked so cute and like cozy and I loved it. And originally this was very like cool toned, but I made it more like red and brown because I felt like it matched the rest of what I'd done with the other community lots a bit better. And it also drew away from like that themed thing I was avoiding. So we have like lots of art here still though. If you did see this on Tumblr, you can definitely see like what I've changed and what is like very much the same. But yeah, so we do have like this front area, and like I guess you could pretend this is where a lot of the cooking happens, but I did have to put in an actual kitchen as well because that's how like dine out works. Like one of the worst packs we have, but like that's how it works. So there is an actual kitchen back here. This is also by Around the Sims 4, I believe. Or it might be Ravishing. It's by one of them. But this is like a waiter table. And this here is a host stand. I think this is by Little Dika. Yeah, Little Dika, I think. And there's a bathroom, but bathrooms are really boring. Somehow I managed to make this really big. Usually my bathrooms are like way too small. like there's no room, but I made it work. And I do actually really love how this diner came out. Yeah, I'm really happy with the warmth of it. It just feels very like cozy and like someone really cares about this diner. Maybe it's like a very old diner. I haven't really got lore for it, but I was thinking that it's like a very popular diner in town. I have spoken about some of the aspects of the save file before when it comes to like this area in particular, and thinking that a lot of people who like drive trucks, come in and out of town, and they, you know, come visit this diner pretty frequently. They stay at the motel that I will be also showing. It is not here, but I did get someone like a request in a comment section for a tour of the motel when I finished it, so I will be including it in the video even though it's not in this area in particular. Yeah, so that's the diner. I will now move on to showing you probably the gas station. So if you've seen my other videos, then you're probably familiar with the gas station. I did do a long play of me like starting it. I didn't finish it, I don't think, in that video. I honestly don't remember what I even did in that video, but this is the finished product. So it's not just a gas station, it is also a mechanic's workshop. It is kind of like, I'm not like super happy with it just because I think it's a little bit of an awkward like entrance here, like doesn't feel super realistic to me. And yeah, I don't know if I will end up keeping it or if I'll like have to do something drastic to change it to make it fit the area better, because like my biggest complaint about this area is that the lots are like long instead of wide, and it just makes it really difficult to like to do anything. It doesn't fit with what I want to do, so I'm doing my best though. Yeah, so I did actually change a lot of the inside of it, but before I show you that, I'll just give you like a really quick look at like the outside. You can kind of really see the inside from here, but like whatever. Yeah, this is what I ended up doing with it. I think I made this white because of a reference image. I will put like some of the reference images I was using on the screen now. It was a lot. It was a lot. I looked at many different styles of gas stations, like they're seared into my mind. But yeah, so the interior, I think originally I had it very like warm, but I wanted to go for like I guess just a more traditional looking gas station. So I changed the walls to like this, and the lighting is pretty cool. And then I completely changed like this back area because originally there was like an office space and I liked it and I wish I could still include it, but I wanted to do it as like a little place to get food because it just made sense to like have that. So we've got like a self-service like drink dispenser. This is by Around the Sims 4 again. And there's like a menu, and I imagine that they probably sell like donuts and like hot dogs here. I don't know. I do need to find stuff to put like in this to make it look like it's full, because I imagine this is like a hot food display. And I also need to find some more signs to put on the walls. But yeah, it's like full of like just gas station food, like candy and I don't know, like toiletries and stuff. I didn't like fill the shelves like fully because I just think that's not like realistic. Like there's gonna be people who've bought stuff, so and there's like drinks. So it is not currently like functional for like food and stuff. Like I don't even know if this item is functional because I haven't played this build, but in theory you would be able to come here and get like drinks, and also buy food. So it's going to be, I think, a small business venue. It isn't currently, for some reason it's residential, but it would end up being that. This, however, is like a little ice cream thing, so you can actually, I've made it very small because I hate how they look. You can actually click on this and buy ice cream from it. And this is like a grocery store thing. This is by, I think it might be by Ravasheen, I'm not sure, but this is by Ravasheen. So you could in theory come here and actually buy groceries, or like just, it's not a grocery store, but like, you know, it's no groceries here, but you could buy stuff from here technically. But I also have vending machines out here to get like snacks and drinks from. I believe these do function so you can actually buy chips and drinks. So yeah, you will be able to do that even if you're just like, you know, it's all role play at the end of the day. It's all role play. We're all pretending. But yeah, when it's like fully complete, it will be a lot more functional. I did originally have like dispensaries for like drinks in here, but I got rid of them because I didn't like how they looked. So if anything, I'll just have like little tiny little tiny sized down items like on the bench back here for you to like click on, just because I don't like that certain things aren't functional, and sometimes that's just how I play my game. Okay. And this is the bathroom. Again, it's very like ugly. I did it as a disabled bathroom, or like a bathroom with a disabled toilet, because that just made sense to me. Like, I don't know if gas stations like accommodate for people in that way, but I decided to do that because I wanted to. So yeah, that's what I've done here. And I didn't end up showing this, but my intention was always to put like a mechanics like attached to the gas station. I think originally I had it like separated, but I decided to join it just because I felt like it looked weird and I didn't have enough room to do it. One of the Sims in the save file actually owns this mechanic shop, and this was like originally full of stuff, but I think it's like since been deleted because the game loves to just like randomly delete items. No, I don't have the save file bug. I think it's just toolmod. Like, nobody panic. I think it's okay. But yeah, this is just like a front office space. I had to look at so many pictures of like mechanics offices. None of it, like, it's so hard to find pictures of that, by the way. But this is what I ended up doing. So we've got like, I don't know, business cards and keychains. This isn't like the most interesting part of the build, but I just wanted to show that like I am trying to think of realism and like the smaller details as much as I possibly can. So there's like a kiosk stand here for you to like check into. I don't like know theoretically how this lot would like function in terms of gameplay, because obviously cars aren't like a thing, but I don't know, it's like set dressing. Like the gas station at least will be functional and this can just be part of it. But yeah, this is like the workshop area, so like where they're working on the cars. I think there's probably only like 2 or 3 employees working here because it is a small town, but it's very dirty and messy. And again, I had to look at so many reference images for this. I've like kind of tooled this car up here to make it look like those like things that they like raise the cars on so they can work on the underside of them. I don't know. Guys, I know nothing about cars or mechanics. I don't even drive. I don't have my license, so don't like ask me anything about this. But yeah, I just like went crazy in here and did like a bunch of random stuff. I don't like, I can't even tell you like what's happening in here. And there's of course like a staff room back here. It's pretty basic. I do enjoy doing them though. I just think they're fun for some reason. Like, I don't know. There's like a whiteboard and a table. I don't know why I feel the need to tell you that, but yeah, so that's the gas station. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna like keep it like this or like change it. Because I don't know, I feel like it's like fine looking at it from this way and like it makes sense to like have it like this because you like pull into here. But like when I think of gas stations in my area, they usually like face the road, but I can't put a road in here unfortunately because there's just no room for it. Yeah, so we just have to deal with it and we'll see if it ends up staying. I do have this like this here, and oh, did I already explain this? I think I already explained this. It does look a little bit like awkward here. It's just like a rug that like matches like a paving texture, I guess. It's not like seamless, so I'm trying to figure out if I can like make a rug that like actually matches like this here and is like more Max's match, that I can like tool down so that it like fits in better, because it's just a bit like, it just like stands out, you know, like it's not perfect, but I want these 2 lots to feel like connected. I just can't figure out like what to like put here to make it look that way. So I've kind of just done this, and I did originally want to put the gas station here, but I felt like it looked weird to not have it facing the bar. So the reason I wanted it here is because I have like a truck stop kind of situation like happening over here. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of like a mess. I might turn it into just like a regular car park so that it doesn't feel weird that the gas station is so far away, because gas stations, I guess, typically have like a truck stop near them. And like, I guess it could be fine, but I might make that like a car park and then put a truck stop like here instead so that it like makes more sense. So the next lot I'm showing is the local sports bar, I guess. Do you guys remember in Sims 3 when there was like a million different bar types and one of them was a sports bar? And like sports bars are a thing, but like I think like the only difference, girl, is that like they have sports on TV there. Like that's it. Like there's no other difference between it and other bars, or at least I didn't Google it that much. So if someone comes in my comment section and starts explaining the differences between different bar types to me, then like, hey, that's okay, you don't need to do that. But yeah, my main inspiration for this like exterior was this one photo I found of a very like small bar somewhere in Oregon, or Oregon, however you guys say that. But also like my childhood experience of going to like a pub with my family and falling asleep on the rug while everyone was like drinking and eating for like hours. I don't know if that's like a thing in America, if you guys have like pubs, I guess, where like kids are allowed in. Obviously they're like not allowed to go to like the restricted areas like with the casino and stuff, but I wanted it to feel very local and like open to everyone in a sense. I think they have like a curfew here at this bar, so kids aren't allowed past a certain point, but it's still very much a place where people can come in and get dinner and drink. It's just that your kids aren't going to be allowed there past like maybe like 9 p.m. because that's when everyone wants to start getting crazy. I don't know. So yeah, I went kind of with the idea of it being more like a pub, but I don't think they call it that in America at all. So yeah, but the interior is pretty like basic. Like I said, it's a very small town, so we aren't doing anything extravagant. We just have lots of like art on the walls and this very like plain door and like tables everywhere. I did struggle with this one actually quite a bit. I just couldn't figure out like what to do with the layout because I don't go to bars. Like I went to a club one time and clubs are weird. Like they look like really weird. I mean, I've been to multiple. Okay, I didn't just go to one club, but yeah, they look really weird on the inside, and I don't think I've ever been to like a bar except for when I was a kid. So I did do this like entertainment stand, I guess, because even though this is like a sports bar, so people mostly come here to like drink and watch TV or like have dinner or whatever, I did still want to have like a place for your Sims to do like any entertaining, because I don't know, maybe they have people come in town every now and then, or like I don't know, there's karaoke machines but they're not like functional where they are, so don't like, you know, expect it to be functional. But yeah, we got lots of posters and I did like a bar back with a lot of like alcohol and stuff. I know I said that I want it to be more like a restaurant, but it isn't currently set as one because I didn't have anywhere to put like the restaurant stuff. So I may go in later and see if I can make that work, or if I'll just like leave it and just have it be that you buy like the bar food. Also don't mind some of the like podiums, they need to be deleted. I put them there and I forgot to delete them, and don't mind this either. But yeah, I put like trophies and stuff in, and there's lots of like signs and everything. If you aren't a fan of like English in The Sims, that's okay girl, like I came to peace with it myself, but I accept that you aren't. There's like an ATM area back here. I didn't put like a casino in here, even though my experience growing up was that there was always a casino somewhere, because I just don't have one in my game and I just didn't have anywhere to put it. There is like an additional area back here with like some actual booth seating. I think maybe this is a part of the bar, but it's like opened up later because this is where like the games area is and like the extra dining. But I've got lots of TVs everywhere so that everyone can see the TV, I guess. Lots of posters again. It's very, you know, it's giving bar girl. Like it's so hard to commentate this because I feel like you just see everything you see and I don't need to tell you what it is. But yeah, lots of trophies again because I don't know, local sports team comes here. The bathrooms are so plain. I literally just did them in 2 seconds because I got tired of it. I got tired of doing the bathrooms, and I also didn't know what to put here, so this is blank. I'm actually pretty happy with this one came out, though I do think it is giving small town. Like it is capturing the vibe, you know, like it's capturing the vibe perfectly. Yeah, I didn't do much with the exterior though because it like there was nothing to do with it. I did like a little car park and some more vending machines, just so your Sims always have somewhere to get stuff from. And there's obviously like signage like that literally says bar, and then like stuff out the front. The original like reference picture had like a cute little like chalkboard, and I thought it was fun, so I put one here as well. Yeah, this area outside, just like nothing is happening. I just didn't know what to do, and I think it's fine like this. Like I don't think it needs to have any like additional stuff happening outside. Again, it's not playtested, but I will playtest it before anything ever gets released. The next lot I'm going to be showing you is a pretty hefty one, and before I show it to you, I will say that there are a few things I need to change simply because it has so many items in it that I think it will cause lag. Like it's already a bit slower than the other lots, and like I'm kind of sad about it because one of them I really like, but I think just because there's so many stores on this lot, this is a strip mall by the way, there's so many stores, I just won't be able to keep it. Secondly, I based this pretty much entirely off of a strip mall that I found online off of this website that actually has like retail stores on there with like photos and like floor plans. So I will link that in the description in case anyone ever needs to like reference something like this. I felt like I'd struck gold when I found it, honestly. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, I based it pretty much completely off of this with like a few changes to like what stores I put. I have shared photos of some of these on my Tumblr as well, but not too much of it. So I hope you enjoy it because I am really happy with how it came out, aside from knowing that I have to make some changes. But yeah, you can see like I'm not like lagging like crazily, but it's not as smooth. Yeah, so I'll start with the exterior. This little area over here, I was like, the original has like this like a Christmas tree like farm, but I was thinking that this could be like a place where like seasonal things are sold here. So at the moment I have set it up like pretty much to what the image has, which is like as a Christmas tree farm. So there's like a little table here, like a sales table, and some like fencing put up, and like I don't know, I imagine it's like rope tying it. But I was thinking your Sims could have like a little Halloween like pumpkin stand here. And in like the summer and the spring, they have like a little farmers market being hosted, so people can come and buy like fresh produce. Maybe they even do like vendor stands or like food trucks. I imagine that this was a food truck, but obviously I didn't do an actual one because I don't have room for it, sadly. But yeah, that's what I did with the exterior, and obviously there's a car park. And I don't know, I went very intense with like the realism and like making it feel like very like gritty and real, I guess. So the first tool I'll be showing you actually is just like the laundromat. I love a good laundromat, honestly. Okay, I'm not gonna go on that mode because obviously it's not working. It's very like dim in here because I imagine it just wouldn't have like very good lighting. These are by Around the Sims 4, and I did have like some stacked up here, but for some reason they keep like deleting themselves. I think it's because of toolmod. But yeah, it's a laundromat. Need I say more? I originally had it as like self-service. It looked really different when I had it as that, but I decided to make it like not self-service. Again, this is a small business venue, so these are all different like businesses, and I guess someone will own this laundromat now. There's a little waiting area. These are by Around the Sims 4. A lot of like what's in here is by Around the Sims 4. And we've got like, oh, sorry. We've got like posters on the wall, and yeah, this is probably like one of the more Maxis Match stores. And this is the outside. I'll just give you a quick little look at that. The next one is a hair salon. I was so excited to do this because I loved the look at the hair salon in the pictures. I thought it was so ugly. Like genuinely so ugly, and like one thing about me is I love like an ugly place. I just thought like the green walls like are so like horrible. Like whose idea was that? I hate it. Yeah, it's a hair salon, so I wanted it to feel very realistic. I don't know how like functional it is as it is right now, but like this is the waiting area, and they had this like really cool like glass display with like hair stuff, and then these like photos at the bottom, and I thought that was so cute, so I kept that in to make it feel like the lady who runs the hair salon is, I don't know, family oriented. But yeah, this is like the area where I imagine like the haircuts are done, and there's like shelving and stuff. I feel like hair salons are always like located like really small and located in stores. I've never seen one like on its own. So yeah, this is like the dryer area, and then this is where like hair dyeing is done. Obviously these aren't functional because you can't run an actual hair salon in The Sims, but I believe your Sims can actually like sit on these chairs and get like their hair and makeup done. This is by Around the Sims 4, I believe. And I also did a staff room. This is like half-walled, so I think like you can only slightly see over it, but I think a lot of hair salons have like a half wall for like the staff area, so I was trying to keep that in here. This is where they come and they get like coffee and lunch, and put these like signs up. But you'll notice like throughout this whole lot I have a lot of like half wall situations, like dividing different areas, because the original also had that, and I wanted to stay true to some of the picture as well. This is the exterior. I tried to mimic like they have sometimes like stores have like this like banner that runs across, and like even the picture I used like had a banner running across. I couldn't find anything quite like it, so I just like duplicated this, and I'm like pretending that it is what it like obviously isn't. Yeah. The next one is I think it's a Mexican and American like takeaway place. I originally did a like pizza shop, but I didn't like it. Like I hated it, so I changed it to what it is originally like in the photos, and I made it like Mexican and American takeaway. So it has like the assets to function like a restaurant, but it won't actually, because it's not a restaurant lot, which is really annoying. I wish that if you just put down like the restaurant stuff that like staff would just come. So for that reason this isn't open here, but I have like fully decked it out based off of the pictures and made it look like, you know, an actual restaurant. So we've got like this like spices and stuff, and it's got like the oven, like similar to my diner. I went all out and did like I did everything basically. I'm always like doing things that are so unnecessary. But yeah, this is just like tables and like menu stuff. I actually really like the bathroom here. I think it's cute. I don't know. But yeah, it feels very real, and I think when it comes to like being able to play with this, I may have to change it, because I know you can put down those like food stands. So I'll probably figure out a way to put the food stand in here so that your Sims can actually come here and eat. Because as is right now, I don't think it can function. Either that, or you could run it like as an actual business, and your Sims could like cook food and then sell it using the like retail system that came in businesses and hobbies. Yeah, as of right now, it definitely would not function. Like it just wouldn't be possible unless I like did either of those things. Yeah, which is very sad, but you know, it is what it is. Also, I know this says Family Dollar. I know. Nobody come at me. I needed a sign. Okay. The next one, I'm not gonna say the name of what kind of store it is, because the way I pronounce it and my accent makes it sound like I'm saying something that I'm not. I will put the word on the screen. You guys will know what I'm talking about as soon as you see it. But yeah. So this is the store that is going to cause the most issues. Unfortunately, I don't think I can keep it, because like it's not that I can't have this kind of store in the game, it's just that having it on this lot, it's a lot of items and it's just going to clutter up the lot like so much. I was originally going to do a video store or a tattoo parlor, but I ended up changing my mind and did this instead, just on a whim, just because I thought it would be fun. But I don't think it can stay. I'm still going to show it to you guys though, because I do really love how it came out. It feels like very true to the kind of store that it is. It's selling a lot of like electronics. And I had the idea that the sim who owns the store is also a really big fan of music. So he's also selling a lot of old records here. Obviously the way that these kinds of stores function are that you give like items to the person who runs the store and they'll hold it, and they'll give you money, but they do also sell stuff just like straight up. So I was thinking that he like buys records and like musical items and just like sells them straight up, so that's like a good way to get money if you want. There's like a CD stand here. I have another one outside, it's not facing the right way, but it's there. And then like this is the back area. I made it like very cluttered and messy, so it's not functional at all. Like you can't even, I don't think you can even walk in here. And there's like jewelry down here and more expensive electronics, and there's like cameras in this stand and like record players, boxes. I did like hanging guitars and like guitars like all over the wall and stuff. There's like the logo here. I need to put it on the window, but yeah, a lot of this came from a record store set by Similar, I think. Like, and some of these guitars I think are also by around the Sims 4, but this came from Similar. I did forget to fill up this, but honestly that was probably for the best because this is so cluttered. Like, it's not okay, girl, it's not okay. There's also like an office space, but I think I'm gonna get rid of it if I do keep this. because I just don't like it. Like I just kind of did it because I needed to put something here, but I think it's just like a bit unnecessary. Like it doesn't really need to be there. So I probably wouldn't keep that. But yeah, that's this tour. I do think it's cute and I do really like it, but I don't think I can keep it, and that makes me quite sad. The next lot is kind of like, I don't know like what the like I don't know what's happening in America, but I was not aware that you guys had like churches and strip malls. I don't know if that's a thing here. And I don't know if I should be saying that because I went for a walk the other day and there was just like a random church like in the middle of a residential like street, and I was like, what the fuck is this doing here? But while I'm not a religious person myself, I know that religion is like a really big part of like a lot of people's lives. So in the context of thinking about what I want in my save file, and trying to portray realism, I have made the decision to include some like made up religions in my game. I do want to make a note really quick that I'm not basing any of them off of any like real life religions or like any hateful beliefs. I may take like certain aspects, but I don't want to like misrepresent anything, because this is a Sims game, and honestly I I just want to like have fun with it, so there won't be anything like weird happening. It's all just gonna be like made up for fun, and like I don't know, Sims is supposed to be like utopian, so yeah. So this is church, and I thought it was really strange to have a church in a strip mall, but I did it anyway. I wasn't originally going to do that, but I decided to do it because I was like, hey, why the hell not? It's currently like set up as like as though a funeral has happened. I guess like you could say that this like place is like rented out for multiple different purposes. I was thinking it could be held for like youth groups, or like even like for theater, like a small town like little theater area. Like maybe everyone like just different organizations rent it out for like different purposes. So yeah, but as I said, at the moment it's set up as though like a funeral has like taken place. So we've got like a band situation happening, like a laptop. I put a lot of like this hand sanitizer and like tissues around. And there's like a little table back here with like a bunch of like food stuff on it, like so your sons can come and eat. And there's like a little station for like a projector and lots of TVs, because the place I based it off of had like TVs, and I did put like a cross in. And you know, like I said, I won't be like intensely basing any of the religions in the game off of any real life religions, but I probably will still use like crosses and stuff just because that's like the easiest thing to do to make it obvious. There is a backspace back here too that has like a gaming table. As I said, like I was thinking youth groups could be held here, so I did include stuff like that, and like board games, and another table with food and like a water dispenser. This is probably the most useless part of the lot. I thought it would be funny to put it in there. I don't know if you guys will find it funny. I just think it's weird. I guess it's a normal thing to have churches in strip malls, but I've never heard of that, and I was like kind of shocked to see that that was a thing. But yeah, that's what I put here. But like in the same like way of me saying that I thought that it was weird to have a church in a strip mall, like it's not a church, right? It's like it's just a space being used as though it is a church. I found out that people also have dance studios in strip malls, and I think that this one you guys will like a lot, because I shared some of it on my Tumblr. I think you'll be shocked to see that I put it in a strip mall and that it's not like a lot on its own. But I needed something to put here, and I was like, what if someone put in a request for me to create a dance studio a while ago, and I think that they probably wanted something that was a bit finer, a bit nicer, but when I got the request, my mind immediately went to Abby Lee Miller's dance studio, because I grew up with an older sister who was a massive fan of Dance Moms, and I, like, because of that, also had to watch a lot of Dance Moms, and, you know, it's a crazy show. Girl, it's a crazy show, and I do want to do a much, like, an actual recreation of that studio at some point, so a larger one, but I got really into what I was doing here, so I decided to do this as sort of like a starter studio for a sim in town, who owns this, and I got so much lore for it in my head, but I will give you a tour while I explain that. This is the exterior. maybe they're putting a show on right now. I don't know. There's only one like studio space in here, so I imagine it is a children's dance studio, and I think I said it was like adolescents, like aged 4 to 18, but I'm thinking that's a little bit too, so I think it'll be more like 4 to 16, maybe even 3 or 2. Like I think 2-year-olds can probably dance. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but this is the entrance area, like the reception. I did like the classic, like, because the save file is supposed to be set somewhere in the early 2000s, we are going very much classic and tacky, and we're not thinking about what looks aesthetically pleasing, we're thinking about what is real and what would a 32-year-old woman in 2009 design her studio to look like. She is doing a bright purple wall, so that's what I did. There's a whiteboard here because, as I said, this is for younger students, and I think they come in and they like dump their stuff everywhere, and they have this like whiteboard here to write down like when the classes are taking place, because this is for children. Obviously, like the classes have to take place later in the day, so I was thinking maybe the lady who owns it will often like open the studio to other people who need to rent like the studio space, so like yoga instructors, so they will occasionally have people passing through for that reason as well, but primarily it is to teach dance. I did a waiting area over here, like for the mums or even like the dads, I guess, to come sit and wait. I was thinking the girls maybe do some warm-ups in here too, even though they're not supposed to. And then this here is the studio. We did a bright green wall because that's like consistent with the rest of the build, the bright green walls everywhere. There's also trophies everywhere because I noticed from all like the dance studio like references that they had trophies like literally everywhere. But we've also got like a stereo and a laptop. And when I was a kid, a fun little fact is that I actually did calisthenics, and if you Google calisthenics, you're going to get a version of it that is not what I did. I did the Australian version of calisthenics, which is basically like a mix of gymnastics, acrobatics, and like dance, I guess. I was only in it until I was like 6, and I hated it so much, like it did not last. Girl, I left. But one of my memories from that was that my place in the studio was on the like on a sticker of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, and that was where I had to stand. But I was like, I spent ages, by the way, trying to find like gym mats, like, you know, like a gym mat, like when you were a kid and you were like in gym and like they had gym mats. That I couldn't find any. Not a single person has made a gym mat, so I had to use these foam boards from around The Sims 4, and I just tooled them to kind of look like gym mats. It's not perfect, obviously, but girl, I did what I had to do. Again, there's a half wall, and we have like a little space for everyone, like the parents to sit, I guess, if they ever come and sit in and watch, and some like exercise balls, I guess. But if you come through here, this is the office space. I was thinking, because this is a very small studio, and the lady who runs it is hoping to like expand and get a bigger studio one day, she kind of has to just jam everything into this one space. So she's got like her little her office area, obviously, and she makes a lot of the costumes herself because she's a very lovely lady who really cares about a lot of her dancers, and she hand makes pretty much all of their costumes. Sometimes like the mums help out and they'll also contribute and make costumes as well, because this is very common among dancers. Girl, I watch Dance Moms, okay? They are also making the costumes. Yeah, so she's got like her sewing cart with like all her like buttons and glitter and stuff, and like a mannequin. Obviously this should be child sized, but I don't have any. I think she has her own young daughter who'll come in here and like sit and draw, but I don't think that she likes to dance, so maybe that's like a part of a little bit of drama. Yeah, air conditioning, obviously I try to include light switches and power points everywhere I can because I don't know, I'm weird like that. There's like costume racks, more trophies, boxes, suitcases. It's just a mess in here. I really wanted it to feel alive and cluttered and real, and yeah, that's what I did. When you come through here, this is like the hallway again, because this is a very small studio, they just don't have room for anything, so there's just like shit everywhere. More posters, like a drinking fountain, bags, another rack of costumes. I did do actually another disabled toilet in here because I was first thinking like because there's no room for me to do stalls, I was like, well, I may as well do it. And then I was thinking, you know, maybe there's like a few sims on the save file who could be disabled. Obviously the sims file doesn't allow us to do like actual disability representation, but I was thinking like, I think the lady who runs the place like would want to have that like accessibility for like A, her students, and B, like the students' parents. So they have like, you know, it's obviously like a gender neutral bathroom, but it's also accessible. And I'm happy about that. But this is the changing room. I actually really love this room because it feels, you can really get a sense of like this being a place for children, because I've put, oh, phone bolts in the wall, just ignore that. I've put like little like to go like food items and shoes everywhere, and drawings, and like their bags and their coat racks and everything. Again, this was inspired by the Abby Lee Miller dance studio because I remember so many scenes in the like changing room, and I just remember like the look of like the benches and stuff, and I put like bobby pins here. If it'll let me zoom in, please. Yeah, I put bobby pins, and even like lockers, some of them are open, and like duffel bags and stuff. I don't think that I don't think that they get too much, like, I don't think they go to too many competitions because like the kids are pretty like young and they probably don't qualify, and maybe like the tutor herself isn't quite like on top of it because she has so much to worry about. So they're not always like making it to compete, but it's about like it's about the joy or whatever. But yeah, I do want to do like an actual larger like dance studio. I think just because this is a very like community based like lot, like so much of this feels like very small town community, and I think even with this it feels very like small town, and like nobody has big dreams. But I want to do a larger studio for the lady who runs this to one day move to, and also do a community theatre for them to do their performances at, so that the parents can come see, and also just like as a space for like your sims to use to do more than just like theatre stuff. Yeah, that's this lot pretty much complete. I think I explained just about everything I wanted to. I'm sorry if it was like really jumbled, by the way. It was so hard for me to like get my thoughts across, because like I'll think of all the things that I want to say when I'm like building something, and then later on I'm like, what was I thinking about? But yeah, I hope that you guys can get what I was going for with the dance studio and like with the rest of the lot. The last lot I have to show you is the motel, so we're gonna pop over to that one really quickly. So again, if you're familiar with me already in my videos and you've watched one of my long plays, then you know that I did a motel, but this is it complete. I really like it. Honestly, I think it's like giving exactly what I wanted it to give. I didn't really end up going through with the idea of having people live here. I may still do that, but as of right now, I'm kind of going back and forth on whether I want them to live in an apartment complex or if I want them to live here. So depending on what I decide on will like influence any changes that happens to this lot. This is the parking lot. Generally, like parking lots, I throw in cars, girl, and like that's it. I do like very minimal stuff. Yeah, but this is the entrance area. So I kept it kind of like basic. I had quite a few reference images. I don't know if I have them saved, so if I may or may not show them. But yeah, this is the seating area, like magazines and stuff. I did this like magazine like rack here. I had to manually place these. Sometimes they delete, sometimes they don't. As of right now, they aren't deleting, which is nice. This is the like coffee area, obviously because this is a waiting room. I wanted to have like a place for them to like get drinks and stuff. There's also a vending machine. This is the like receptionist desk, so I kept like the like mail thing to say that maybe occasionally people still stay here, so they keep like a place for their mail to go. I don't know if you can even like set it as an address. Some people in the comment section said that people do live at motels, but there's like a thing with it with like squatters' rights and stuff. I also don't think you could set it as an address, but maybe this is like a postal box, kind of like a PO box. But yeah, this is the receptionist's desk. It's like a notebook. And then when you come through here, we've got like the staff room. Again, I love doing staff rooms, so, but it's very simple, obviously. I did like an office space. It's off from the staff room just because I couldn't make it work without like being off from here. But yeah, we've got like the desk where they like keep an eye on everything through the cameras, and like some chips for fun. This is the janitor's closet, I guess. So we've got like replacement towels and like bedding and everything. Obviously pretend that this is bedding. It clearly isn't, but we're gonna act like it is. It's also like a water heater and obviously the janitor's stuff, I guess. I don't know. So the hotel rooms look a little bit different. I kind of went just a bit more like run down. I think I did like brick and this like green patterned carpet because it felt very like 90s to do like a patterned carpet. I may change it because I've been going like just really back and forth with like what I want the carpet and the walls to look like in this build, but this is what I ended up doing. There is of course like a sink and like a place to get food and a microwave and this like little laundry hanger and a desk and a TV and a clock and all that, everything that's important. The bathroom is pretty like it's a very tight fit. I will be completely honest with you. I don't know if this will work, but if I cross my fingers it will, so hopefully it does. And all the rooms are pretty much the same, so I did put like a few differences in just with like the dirt and like the grime on the walls and everything. And obviously this is the laundry space and this is the like double bedroom, and that bathroom is slightly different, but they're all basically like identical. The only room that's different is actually the one on the end because I was like I wanted to do something like different with it, so I did like there was a fire in here. That's why it looks very like blackened on the inside, and I just went kind of crazy. I don't know what happened in here, but there is like this is happening here, and there's like little police signs and someone's Blair witching right here in this chair. So I don't know. I don't have like any like crazy idea for it yet, but I imagine this kind of got, you know, messed up with the TVs facing down, this light's facing the wall, and it's kind of scary. The bed's been flipped and there's two mattresses. I don't know. I wanted it to feel like someone like burnt the room down or something crazy happened. Feel free to, you know, make up anything you want for this. Maybe someone died. I don't know. I don't have an idea for it yet, but we will see what I decide on for this. Yeah, that's basically the motel. I hope that wasn't too much of a quick showcase for you guys. This is just like a general look over it for you. Yeah, it's exactly what I wanted it to be. And I hope you liked it. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the little mini save file tour I've done here today. I'm sorry this took me so long to get out. I was really just trying to get this area done, so I haven't been working on any speed builds or any other builds, literally just this for the past 2 weeks. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you like it, or if you have any ideas for things that I could change, or any like CC you think that would be helpful for the save file. I will see you all next time. You think that would be helpful for the save file. I will see you all next time.